Chaz Freeman on earlier today talking about the need for diplomacy. And I'm telling you, if there was ever in our history a need for diplomacy, maybe the only other time for diplomacy that was bigger was during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's probably the biggest, because that was literally an existential fight. But other than that, and this may be even more than World War I or World War II, because this is stuff where our troops are actually around the world right now, and our interests are at risk if things go sideways. And especially because, like 1962, this could go nuclear in the north, in the Russia-Ukraine war, if things go sideways there. And there's a very real possibility that they're thinking along those terms. And I assure you, we don't want to find out exactly how serious Vladimir Putin is. And it is absurd to the highest order for us to even want to find out. But to assume that Russia will never attack any NATO force, to assume that they would never use nuclear weapons because they, quote, know what would happen. I think the bigger claim is that we don't know what would happen if that took place. And the assumption, which you've seen Hodges make on our show, that there would be this enormous destructive response, automatic response from the West, or that John Bolton actually a couple of days ago we showed you where he said that. Yeah, it would be signing his death warrant. Putin would be signing his death warrant if that ever happened. Oblivious was Bolton to the fact that if that happened, if you took out the capital of Russia and Vladimir Putin, then you've just signed the death warrant of Washington, D.C., of London, of Paris, who knows what else. You can't take that out without concurrently getting all of us killed. And that is why I'm so adamant when I'm telling you, this is not some kind of far-fetched sort of situation here. If you start going down this road here, you can see one action leads to another, which is how we got to World War I. Nobody wanted to fight World War I when it happened, but because of a series of bad diplomacy and bad actions that had concurrent effects, and people saw, oh, well, he's doing something, I better mobilize, I better move, and then all of a sudden everybody's at war that didn't even want to be. That same thing could happen here all too easily. And for us to even move up on the edge of it and try to find out where the real red line is could be suicidal. And it is time to withdraw from it. And we'll talk more about that next week. But it's important that you understand